Hello students, today we will be starting our chapter Transport of Food and Minerals in Plant. Now we know this that plants prepare their own food by a process known as photosynthesis, and they need water, carbon dioxide and sunlight for this process. So from where they get carbon dioxide? They get carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, and they absorb water and minerals from the soil by or through their roots. So this absorbed water and minerals that have been absorbed by the root must go to upward to the upper portion or to various parts of the plant, especially the leaves. Why? For preparation of food. So, transport of substance in plant involves two types of movement. First is the movement of water and minerals, that is from soil through the roots upward into the plant body, and movement of food prepared in the leaves to all plant parts. Transportation. Now, transportation is a process of transporting water, minerals and food to all parts of the plant body. And this transportation is carried out in plants by a system, and that system is called as vascular system, which is composed of conducting tissue or vascular tissue. And this vascular tissue consists of xylem and phloem. Xylem transports water and minerals, and phloem transports food. So xylem is a vascular tissue extending throughout the length of plant. It helps in the transport of water molecules and dissolved substances from the roots to aerial parts of the plant body. And phloem, it runs alongside the xylem tissue, and its function is to transport food nutrients from the leaves to all other tissues of the plant. So xylem, it helps to transport only water, and phloem, it's a two-way flow, that is both water and food gets transported. Absorption of water and minerals. Now, plant absorb water and minerals through what? Through their roots. Thus, roots perform two main functions. First is to fix the plant to the soil, and second is to absorb water and minerals from the soil. Next, absorption of water. Now, we are saying that the plant is absorbing water through their roots. Now, the root system of the plant, it consists of a main branch. There is a primary root from which lateral roots arises. And these lateral roots, they bear the root hairs. These hairs are outgrowths of the outermost layer of root. Root hairs are unicellular, they are delicate and they are easily damaged. And when they get damaged, they are replaced by a new cell. These root hairs, they help to increase the surface area for absorption of water and nutrients from the soil. So, water enters the root hairs from the soil through the process known as osmosis. What is osmosis? It is a process by which water molecules move from an area where they are more in number to an area where they are less in number through a semi-permeable membrane. Now, this is the figure showing the process of osmosis, movement of water molecule from higher concentration to lower concentration. And a barrier is there in the middle. That barrier is called as semi-permeable membrane, which allows only selective substances to pass. Conduction of water. Now, water is absorbed by the root hairs from the soil, and when the water that gets absorbed by the root hairs from the soil, they gradually accumulates in the cortex of root. As a result, the cortical cells become fully turgid. Turgid means when they absorb water, they become fully tightened one. And water moves from the cortical cells into inner layers of root through cell-to-cell osmosis. So, one cell to another, it passes through the process called as osmosis. So, finally, water is pushed up in the xylem vessel and tracheids. In xylem, water moves only in upward direction. So, xylem, it forms a continuous channel that connects root to the leaves through stem and branches. And in this way, water is carried to the entire plant. Now, again I am repeating about this conduction of water. The soil solutions, they actually has a higher content of water than the cell sap. Cell sap means the fluid or the juice of root hairs. So, soil contains more water than the cell sap. Hence, water from the soil, it enters the root cell by the process called osmosis. So, as a result, root hairs now become turgid, while the adjacent cells of the cortex, that means inner cells or inner tissues, have lower water content. So, this results in the movement of water from root hairs to cortical cells. Difference between osmosis and diffusion. Now, there are some difference between the osmosis and diffusion. Osmosis is the process in which water molecules move from an area of high concentration to an area of low concentration in absence of a semi-permeable membrane. Whereas, diffusion is the movement of water molecule from an area of higher concentration to an area of lower concentration in absence of semi-permeable membrane. I repeat, osmosis is the process in which water molecules move from an area where they are more in number to an area where they are less in number through a semi-permeable membrane. So, osmosis takes place through a semi-permeable membrane, and diffusion is the movement of molecules from an area of higher concentration to an area of lower concentration in absence of semi-permeable membrane. Now, here are some home assignments for you. Question number 1. What are root hairs? Mention the function performed by them. Question number 2. Differentiate between xylem and phloem. Question number 3. Why do root hairs need to be replaced daily? So, we will be discussing these answers in our next video, and students, you will be writing these assignments in your leftover pages of your old assignment copy or weekly test copy or classwork or homework copy. You will take out the pages from there, you will staple the pages and you will write down your answers, review questions as well as the assignments over there. So, thank you.